Hello crafters, this is Gareth from G's Creation and welcome to October's guest design slot for Maymay Made It Stamps. Today we are going to be making a seasonal gift box. You can use this for any season. It requires an 8x8 piece of cardstock, and you can use any cardstock you choose. I suggest you use something which is quite thick because you're going to need it to be quite robust. We're also going to be using the Maymay Made It stamp set called Made with Love. Now this stamp set is fantastic for multi-purpose stamping. You can use it across the board for Christmas, Halloween, Easter, in many different ways, and we're going to be using it on the tags. As you can see on this black one, which I've also done it so there's a window so you can see inside. It says "From the Throwers," which is my surname, with love, and it's got the little cups, measuring spoons, not the cups, the measuring spoons. So you can change up these stamp sets in so many different ways. That's one thing I love about Maymay stamp sets. They are so diverse and so multi-purpose. All of the information you need will be in my description bar below. Links to Maymay Made It on YouTube, links to her Etsy store, links to her stamp set of the month club. That'll all be linked below. Here's a Christmas one I done, and I use a gift just for you from this stamp set, and from this one I use the From the and With Love and these measuring spoons. So I'm going to make this box with you and we're going to stamp it together. So I'm just going to put those to one side. Just to go over what I used in regards to this box, I used last year's Christmas pack for Graphic 45, and that was the 8x8, and this is just some thick black cardstock from Handy Hippo. The paper that I'll be using in the Halloween themed one will be the Spooky by Karina Gardner, and I don't know, yeah, it's a Cartabella. It's a Cartabella. It's a 12 by 12 pack, but I cut it down to 8x8. You'll also need your Cuttlebug, because I'm going to be cutting out some circles, either normal circles or scallops, or I might use my 2-inch punch. I'm not too sure yet. So I've cut it to size, so 8x8. You'll need your Maymay stamp set, and you'll also need your envelope punch board. That's a very crucial piece of kit. Now it's up to you whether you choose paper that's the same design, same colours on both sides and on both pieces. That's entirely your choice. We will be cutting two different, we'll be punching and scoring in two different ways. We'll do a lid and a base, and there's a slight difference in measurement. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose which one I want for my lid, and I want this orange one to be my lid. So I'm going to put this one aside. Now I'm going to turn it round to the paper that I want on the inside of my lid, so that faces me. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to line up our edge of the paper to 2 5/8, punch and score. We're going to rotate the paper and line up the edge to 3 3/8, and this is the base we are creating. Punch and score, rotate and go back to 2 5/8, punch and score, rotate and go back to 3 3/8, punch and score. Now you need to then slide it over, so you see where all the scoring lines are. I hope that shows well on camera. You need to line up your prong that sticks out to the score line and punch and score. Rotate to the next line, score line, punch and score. Rotate and goes to the next line, which hasn't got all the way through. This one didn't make it all the way through, so I'm just going to rectify that. Bear with me 1 second. This one didn't make it all the way across. There we go. Right, so punch and score, rotate it around. So wherever there's a score line, you need to go back and punch and score, so you end up with something that looks like that. You've got 4 triangles with kind of like a half diamond in each corner. So let me get rid of those, put that to one side. Now we will work on the lid. Now the lid is slightly different measurements. You need to line up the first piece of paper to, I'm just checking my notes to make sure that I get it right. You need to go to 2 3/4, punch and score, rotate to 3 1/2, punch and score. So 2 3 what was it now? 2 3/4, punch and score, rotate to 3 1/2, punch, score, and then going back to all of your score lines, punch at the score line using your prong line up to the score line, and punch and score. Right, that's the last you'll need of your envelope punch board. Put that to one side. We'll go back to and work on the base. The next thing you need to do is these parts in the corner here, these kind of half diamond parts here, you need to cut right down, having the diamonds pointing to you. Oh, it's the wrong ones. Oh gosh, I do apologize. Using the bigger triangles, I do apologize. You need to cut into the score line. I'm not going to worry about that because I can rectify that. Not too bothered about that at all. Make sure you don't do that. You need to go to the larger triangle and cut down towards your score line. That one I cut wrong. That's the mistake that I made. So they should end up looking like that. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is fold this in and then fold it on the score line again. And you're going to go around and do that on all four sides. And those parts that we've now creased, you cut away. You just simply cut them away because we don't need them. It's just bulk. Now, using your double-sided tape or your art glitter glue or any other wet glue that you choose, I'm using the art glitter glue. I'm going to put some glue on those tabs that we cut. Put some glue on each tab. I'll just go ahead and do all four. Okay, and then you need to tuck them in and make sure that you get a nice squared corner. And again, nice squared neat edge. You could use your double-sided sticky tape, it's entirely your choice, or your Arlene's tacky glue, or your Tombow, whatever you choose, whatever your preference is. Okay, I'm going to bend these out slightly, and I'm going to put some art glitter glue on these also. And these get folded in to the box. They give the edges some support, and obviously they go over those what happened there? They go over the those tabs that we made. So that's the base. I'm going to put that to one side, and now we do the same thing. Fold all your creases. I think I'm going to have the black on the stripe on the outside. And again, with the larger triangles, you cut these flaps into the center of your score line on the larger triangle flap. Okay, so doing the same thing, fold in, we're just repeating the same process as we did on the base to this lid. Cut off your excess. Put your glue on your flaps. Now this art glitter glue is very quick drying, so it's ideal for this type of paperwork. It's my go-to glue, to be honest. That and Kalau. The Kalau tacky glue is amazing also. Not sponsored by either, by the way. Just my opinions. Okay. Just making sure all the edges are nice and squared and neat. I love this cardstock, is gorgeous. I really like it. And you fold those in. Hold it for a few seconds to give the glue a chance to dry until it's set. Now you could put windows in these like I did on that black black one, and that's the lid. So your box ends up looking like this, which I think is really neat. I was going to use this, but as I've got this pattern on the top, I don't want that one. I think I'm going to use this one here. Yeah, I'm going to use this one here, and this one is, does it say on the back where this is from? Nope. It was sent to me in my goodie box that I received the other day, but it was from a store in the US, but it doesn't say on the back which one. So I'm going to use some of this ribbon, and I'm going to leave it on the spool because I don't know how much I'm going to need. I don't want to cut off too much or not enough and just waste the ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to cut a length. Let's tie a little bow. Or just some tails. I think I'm just going to do tails. Now we need to decide what kind of tag we're going to put on it. So I'm going to get my Cuttlebug out. You will need your A plate, your B plate and your C plate. And I think I'm just going to, now I've got some circle scalloped and circle plane die cutters. I'm just going to decide what what size I need. I think I'm going to use the 2-inch scallop, and that one must be, I don't know what size this one is. Let me measure it. This one is 1.25 inch circle. Right, I'm just going to go and get some cardstock. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got some orange cardstock from my scrap drawer. As you can see, it's well loved. And I'm going to use my scallop circle. So, just going to change this so you can, so you can see it. Right, so I'll put my paper in, put my die on top, put my C plate, and see what we get. Okay, that's perfect. Now I've decided to use a slightly bigger one of just the round, so I can place the scallop on the round where normally we do the round on top of the scallop. I thought I'd try something slightly different, and why not? So again, your A and B plate, my paper, and my C plate on top. And then we'll put it through. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, so I've now got these two, and I think this will look quite nice on the orange like that. So I'm going to glue this down. I think my glue's got clogged up. Ouch. And I've just pricked myself with the pin. Ow! So put some glue on the back of this. And try and center it as much as I can, or as best as I can. Now using my crocodile, I think it's called. Is it a crocodile? We are memory keepers. I'm going to put a hole in it for some baker's twine. I'm going to go fairly deep in because I don't want the I don't want it to rip it. Alright, just going to get some baker's twine out. I should use that black and orange. And now it comes to deciding which ones of the stamps we want to use. Now, this particular stamp set isn't Halloween themed, isn't Christmas themed. It's just one of those fantastic stamp sets that you can use multi-purpose. It's really, really neat. So I'm going to use I think the worst thing about these is the choice, because there's so much choice. It's really hard to decide what to use. I'm going to do Handmade with Love by Me. So I'm going to get my stamp block out, make sure that the handmade will fit. Yes, it will. Now, using my lines on my cutting board, I'm going to try and get these as straight as I can. So Handmade with Love by Me. And then I can fill this little gift box with any of the Halloween or Christmas, depending on which box I use, any of those with the little cookies I make and the sweets I make. And I'm just using Memento ink to ink this up. So Memento ink. And then I'm just going to stamp on my tag. Wipe it off with a baby wipe. cut some of my baker's twine. Now I don't need a lot because I'm going to tie this onto the gift box, onto the ribbon. So poke it through. Tie it off so it's attached, and then I'm going to simply lift up the ribbon and then tie it onto the ribbon. And then unravel the twine to give it some detail. Clear my desk so you can see them all. And there we have it. Now that was using the stamp set by Maymay Made It, and that was the Made with Love stamp set. So 3 little gift boxes that you can put chocolates in, cookies in, anything that you make over the holiday seasons that are coming up. You can have them with windows or without. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.